So far we talked about pixel and vector masks, but there is another way and quite easy way to mask images, and that is called clipping mask. I would like to show you in this video a very simple example how to use a clipping mask, but just like pixel masks and vector masks, clipping masks are also very versatile, so you can use it in many different ways. What I'm going to do now is use the type tool and click on the image and make my type a little bit bigger so we can see it more, and I'm going to type in the place, the name of the place where I took this photograph, and that is in France, and it's called Perros-Guirec. So I just type in Perros-Guirec like that, and maybe I'm going to change the type itself. I'm in the font. I am going to type in impact, and that is a bit better for this. I'm going to use the free transform tool, Command T or Control T on PC, to drag this out. Holding down Shift, I can make sure that the proportions are the same, so I'm not stretching the image, I'm just resizing it. And I'm going to keep the text somewhere here. Now, what I would like to do is to have the image visible inside the text. So for that, I will need to double click on the background layer, first of all, to turn it into a normal layer, and then I will also create another layer and fill that in with black. Alt backspace is fill in with the foreground color, which I used before as well, and that's what you can see. I have a layer now filled with black. Let me move this in the background. Okay, move the image on top of the text, and that's the layer structure that you need for this type of effect. You need to have the image on top and the text below it. So now if we hold down Alt or Option and click between these two layers, the image and the text, that's what will create the effect and create the clipping mask. Now we have a clipping mask between the image and the text. In this case, the text itself becomes the mask because we will see the image inside the edges of the text. So the image is masked into the text. And because we have a black background, it's just easier to see. That's why I created that black background. If we turn that off, it's a bit more difficult to see the edges. We can always add the layer style as well on the text layer, just to make it even more stand out. So I double clicked on the text layer and I choose stroke, and I select stroke and select a different color. Let's just choose white, and then I click on OK. So the effect looks even better now. If I use the move tool and move the text around, I can move the text around and see other different parts of the image with the text. And I can do the same with the image. I can move the image inside the text as well. So up to you which one you prefer. But the great thing with this type of effect is that you can still edit the text. So I can use the type tool, click here, and for example, if I want to have a little bit more gap between the dash and the words, I can use Alt right arrow here, and then right arrow, Alt right arrow again, and that's kerning. It's called kerning, and that's the keyboard shortcut. Alt left arrow would move it left, Alt right arrow would move it right. So I can add a little bit more space there, or I can type whatever I want. If I want to accept typing, I can press Command or Control Enter. So that's all what you need to know about creating a clipping mask. Remember, once again, you can add anything below a layer and then alt click between the two layers to create a clipping mask between the two. So let me just show you how to unclip the layer. Once again, alt click between the two layers to get rid of the clipping mask. If I want to see it again, alt click between the two layers, and there's the clipping mask once again. In the next video, I am going to show you another interesting technique, how to use masking to help you improve your retouching techniques in Photoshop.